What it do, what it do, what it do. Yes, I'm back after a brief hiatus. Your boy Justin J. Will, whatever you want to call me. Welcome to the See True Podcast, man. Hope everybody's doing well out there on this Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. Whenever you may be listening to this, whatever day you may be listening to this. I appreciate you for dropping in, checking in on your boy. Because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you helped me. So I appreciate it, man. So forgive me for my hiatus. Just been real busy at work. Could have put out an episode last Friday, but I came home. I was so damn tired. I was like, you know what? I'm just wait. Okay, I'm just wait. Just wait till next week. Call it off, man. Relax. Gather my thoughts. Rest. Get my Aaron Rodgers on. RELAX. Relax. And, hit you guys with an episode today. So, guys, don't be afraid to do this, man. I've told you this before. Look here, if you ain't feeling up to it, whether it be work, whether it be some type of function, hey, it's good to dial it back sometimes, man. Don't feel bad for doing that. Hey, if you work out 5 times a week, and if you don't feel good one time, hey, nothing wrong with just taking the day off, man. Now, I'm pretty sure we've all worked or we've all done something when we haven't necessarily been 100%. But sometimes, man, it's just good to just dial it back. So I decided to dial it back. I didn't want to put something out. I didn't just want to put something out just to say I put something out. I want to make sure that I could collect my thoughts and that I could put out a good episode for you guys. So here I am. So like I said, man, hope everybody's doing good. Hope you had a good weekend. My weekend was okay. A lot of R&R, a lot of rest and relaxation. So I'm here for you, man. I'm all fired up, all pumped up. Hope you guys are too, man. It's not the end of the work week, but beginning of the work week. Summer's slowly ending. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't know about y'all, but the weather up here, hey, it's been all right the past few days, man. We had a fire drill at work a couple days ago. And, when was that? That was Friday. That was last Friday. And I was talking to one of my coworkers. I was like, man, it's been so damn hot lately. You're almost taken aback when you go outside and it's not 105 degrees. Like, I don't know how the weather is where you guys live, but I can tell you up here in St. Louis, boy, man, it's been hot. But it hasn't been hot the last few days, probably the last week or so. It's been pretty mild. It's been pretty good. It's been feeling been all right. Been all right, man. Little Deion Sanders, all right. So anyway, today I got a few topics to talk about. I want to keep you guys long. Like your local preacher says, man, I ain't finna keep y'all long. Just a few things I want to get into, a few things I want to talk about. A few things have transpired since the last time we talked, man. Todd Gurley got him a new contract and all that. NFL training camps. Hey, man, football right around the corner. Hall of Fame game right around the corner. Preseason right around the corner. It's time for some football, baby. Time for some football. Time for some college football. All that good stuff, man. But today, I want to get into Reuben Foster coming out for the first time. Yes, the Chief Truth is not going to let that damn story go because that girl lied on that dude and she got away with it. I ain't letting up on that. Okay, Reuben Foster came out, spoke to the public for the first time since he was proven not guilty on his domestic violence allegations. So talk about that. Also, I want to get into Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, up here talking about he ain't gonna never protest. He ain't worried about it. He said, flip y'all. We'll get into it. But first thing, man, I'm coming in hot. Yeah, man, I've been waiting to talk about this. Like I said, man, training camps opened up. So this is the time of the year where everybody's so damn confident about their team. Man, I remember I used to be like this. Oh, yeah, that guy, that 7th-round pick in the supplemental draft. I don't even know how many rounds they have in the supplemental draft. I'm just saying. No, that 7th-round pick in the supplemental draft, yeah, he's really going to make an impact on special teams. Yeah, that fifth round long snapper out of North Dakota State. Yeah, that guy right there, man. He was an All-American in Division II football. Yeah. Our first round pick, man, this guy's going to be a shut. Now, he's the best first round pick ever. Okay? Our free agent acquisitions are way better than your free agent acquisitions, man. Point the finger at you guys. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's that time, man. We're going to go to the championship. This is the year. This is the year that Matt Stafford puts it all together. This is the year. This is the year he puts it all together and he finally wins a playoff game after accumulating over $160 million in his career. This is it, man. I'm telling y'all, this is it. This is the time of the year where everybody's so damn confident about their teams. Everybody team's going to the championship. Everybody's team has the best draft picks. Training camp, preseason hype, training camp hype. Oh, man, you better look out for that 7th-round pick out of Kansas State. Better look out for that 6th-round pick out of Buffalo. Yeah, he's really going to make an impact. Everybody's so damn confident, man. So, what am I getting at here? You guessed it. Josh Allen. Yeah, y'all remember Josh Allen? Huh? Buffalo Bills 1st-round draft pick. The Messiah. 6'5", 6'6". I don't know how freaking tall is Josh Allen. Josh Allen is 6'5". So, Josh Allen, 6'5", 237. The Messiah, 1st-round draft pick. Right? 7th pick of the 1st round for the Buffalo Bills. Hey, man, word on the street is he's been struggling in training camp. He's been struggling, man. He's been struggling to hit open receivers. He's had some accuracy issues. Oh, my God, where have I heard that before? You guys ever heard that? Where did I hear that before? Oh, yeah, coming out of college. Oh, yeah, the 56% completion percentage at Wyoming. Okay? At Wyoming. Yeah, man. Josh Allen's been struggling a little bit, man. He's been struggling. I saw the tape. I seen the video. He also made some plays. He made some good plays. He hit a open receiver down the field on a few occasions. But yeah, man, the same things that we talked about coming out of college, same things that some people were concerned about. What do you know? They're rearing their ugly head in training camp. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. Now, granted, this is just training camp. We understand that, right? I understand that. I understand, man, it's just training camp. It is what it is. He'll get better. Now, the question is, how much better will he get? How much better will Josh Allen get? If you've been listening to this podcast for a minute, and if you haven't, then I'll educate you. I am not a fan of Josh Allen. These damn big quarterbacks, big ass quarterbacks, right? Big tall quarterbacks, lanky quarterbacks that, oh yeah, he's 6'6" and he has a rocket arm. I tell my boy AC, man, every time I hear that, I'm out on him. Any quarterback ever to grace this earth, look, if you tell me, oh, if you give me that damn description, 6'5", oh, he's tall, rocket arm quarterback. Nah, I'm out on him. I'm out on him, pimp. I'm out on him. I'm out on Josh Allen. I've been out on him. I'm not surprised at all that he's struggling. Because he's struggling in college. At Wyoming. If I told y'all, tell me where Wyoming was on the map right now, could you guys tell me? I know you couldn't. Because I don't know. I got Google Earth right here, right now. Open, and I couldn't tell you. I don't even know what the hell that is. But if you are that guy, how in the hell do you struggle that much at Wyoming? Man, now this is the thing that gave me some motivation to talk about this. Now, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Josh Allen, but this was a funny ass story right here. I saw this on Twitter. So I'll read this for you guys real fast. So it says right here, and we have a Mike Rodak. I don't know who the hell that is, but he has a verified check by his name, so maybe he's somewhat important. And I just saw Bo Money talking about this. So, let's see. He says here, Mike Rodak says here, Josh Allen threw wide of Reuben Foster on consecutive plays that would have resulted in fourth down, but coaches gave him another set of downs. He scrambled for a first down. I'm sorry. Yeah, he scrambled for a first down on third down, but drill ended before he moved into field goal range. So you got them doing that crap right there. And Bo Money says right here, I'm gonna stop laughing at the bad stuff Allen does. I ain't finna stop laughing. He can stop laughing. I ain't finna stop laughing. I'm gonna tell y'all why in a little bit. I'm gonna stop laughing at the bad stuff Allen does in camp because it's really not fair. So I want to be clear. I'm not laughing at him in this tweet. I'm laughing at the idea that giving him extra downs like they put it in the cheat code. So that's basically what they were doing. Like, you know what, man? You know what, man? Put in that cheat code, man. L1, R1, R2, square X, circle, triangle, square X, circle, triangle. Yeah, y'all don't even know what that is. That's that Grand Theft Auto weapon cheat. I remember that on top of my head. At least I think I got it right. But yeah, man. I'm not gonna stop laughing at this, and I'll tell you why. Because if that was Lamar Jackson, quarterback drafted by the Baltimore Ravens from Louisville, if that was Lamar Jackson, the scrutiny would be 5 times as bad. That's why I ain't letting up. I don't care. So I am going to holler all his unsuccessfulness. Okay? I'm going to let it be known. Because if that was Lamar Jackson, you guys would be doing the same damn thing. And you guys know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all would be doing the same exact thing if that was Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson was out there looking like that, if he was missing open receivers in the flat, short routes, intermediate routes, everybody would be all over him. As bad as people think that, I mean, you have some Josh Allen defenders, and I'm not mad at them necessarily. If you like somebody, you're gonna defend them. If you don't like them, you're gonna talk down on them. But as bad as people think that people are getting on Josh Allen for his training camp woes thus far, it would be 5 times worse if Lamar Jackson was doing that. So I ain't letting up, man, and I don't care. Do not care at all, man. Like I said, not surprised at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater necessarily, but I just get tired of seeing this, man. I really get tired of seeing this. How many times do we have to have these guys come into the league and prove to you that they're just not what you think they are? Okay? These big, tall guys rocket arm. Yeah, I'm not surprised that he's struggling. You know who else struggles with those short routes and hitting open receivers, running across the field, throwing the ball at their knees, throwing the ball or throwing it above their heads? You know who else struggles with that? That's Brock Osweiler. Brock Osweiler, he struggles with that. You know who else struggles with that too? Blake Bortles. Yeah, he struggles with the same thing. So I'm not surprised at all, man. These guys, these Ryan Malletts of the world, the Brock Osweilers of the world, they just don't use it. I mean, even a guy like Nick Foles, Nick Foles, I don't know if Nick Foles was ever. I mean, Nick Foles can really spin the ball. I'm not going to deny that. I mean, you look at Nick Foles' career. For the most part, It hasn't necessarily been a disaster. But, at the same time, maybe that's a bad example. I understand Nick Foles. I hear y'all know. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, bro. Won the Super Bowl. Super Bowl winning quarterback. All right, whatever. I get it. That's a bad example. Because Nick Foles wasn't like a first round pick or anything like that coming out of Arizona. But my point is, a lot of these guys, like you look at the quarterbacks in the league, man, it's pretty much like 6'3", 6'4". That's pretty much what it is. The Aaron Rodgers of the world, Carson Wentz of the world, those guys. As far as height, man. These guys, these tall ass dudes who's supposed to have these big arms, they struggle with the passes that they should make. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, like, the thing that worries me, this is training camp, dog. This is basically what? Well, I'm not going to say 7 on 7, but you're not really going up against, like, you're not going up against true competition. Like, you're not going up against the enemy. You're going up against your teammates or whatnot. My thing is, I think you should look good in training camp. You should look good. There should be a lot of preseason hype around you. You should look good. You should take this time to look very good in training camp. It's just like shadow boxing, right? Of course, Manny Pacquiao is supposed to look good shadow boxing. Everybody should look good shadow boxing, right? Until you get in that ring. What's that quote by Mike Tyson, man? Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So you should look good. So it worries me that Josh Allen doesn't look good. You should look good in them type of environments. You should look good at your pro day. It's set up for you to win. So he's not performing thus far. Now, like I said, I know it's early. I know, man, it's early. But it's just amazing to me how, like, he struggled with accuracy in college, and now all of a sudden he's struggling with it in the pros. We can't be surprised by that. And nobody should feel sorry for him. I'm not going to feel sorry for him. Because if there was Lamar Jackson, nobody would feel sorry for him. So we'll see what happens. Still got a long way to go. I'm willing to bet that there will be some jaw-dropping plays. He will make some throws that people will be oohing and eyeing about, man. But what's that saying? Regression to the mean. Eventually, we go back down to our averages. I may can get out there on the court, man, and drill 5 3-pointers in a row, 6 3-pointers in a row. But eventually, I'm going to go down to my average, whatever my average is. If I can only make 1 out of 6, then eventually I'm going to go down to that. So, man, the whole Josh Allen thing, hey, I ain't finna stop laughing. But Money said he gonna stop laughing. I ain't finna stop laughing because there's Lamar Jackson. No, y'all wouldn't stop laughing at him. So you know what? He gets what he deserves. Any scrutiny, any criticism, he gets exactly what the hell he deserves. So that's just my 2 cents on it. So let's talk about this Reuben Foster situation a little bit here. So we know Reuben Foster, linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers. His accuser, domestic violence accuser, came out. I don't know, it was like maybe a month or 2 ago, and said that she lied about the whole thing, about him causing harm to her and all that good stuff. So he has come out and spoke to the media since he was found not guilty, basically. And he says here, made a couple statements. He says, oh yeah, it was a big learning experience. I learned from every mistake, everything that's been said, all my flaws. Learned from a lot of things. I just grew from it. He says here, it was crazy knowing that football could be gone. Just being back on the field with my brothers and coaches is a blessing. He talks about Richard Sherman actually coming to support him. He was like, that's real. That's like real. He's a man for that. I respect Richard Sherman for that, coming to court, supporting me, and just being there for me. Foster says missing 2 games will be painful because it's what he loves, but he will take his punishment. So Foster's actually going to be suspended for 2 games. I think that's like for personal conduct. I don't know, detrimental to the league or whatever the right phraseology is for that. But he's going to be suspended 2 games. So he says, it is what it is. You accept the consequences and move on. You take it and move on. You learn from it. You grow from it. I ain't worried. I'm just going to suck it up. So he definitely sounds like he's ready to move on from it. He sounds like he's ready to just get back to football. And I am very happy that Reuben Foster came out on the right end of this whole story, man, because it could have been so much worse. I mean, I think Reuben Foster was looking at getting kicked out of the league type stuff. Like, he was looking at, if I recall, I think he was looking at like 10 years of jail time, for everything in totality. The gun charge plus the domestic violence charge. So the thing that really irks me about this story is why I continue to stay on it, even though all the major, the ESPNs of the world, the First Takes of the world, the Undisputeds of the world, they won't touch this type of stuff. They don't touch this story unless the guy is convicted. They don't touch this story. They don't touch this story unless the guy is on the rough end of the stick, if that's the right way to put it. But my thing is, the thing that really irks me about this story, man, is that the girl who falsely accused him of this is just going to get away with it, man. She gets to fall back into the bushes. I mean, this guy was looking at, he could have got kicked out the freaking league for this. Like, man, do you guys know how messed up it is? I mean, I think about it, man. Like, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, damn. Imagine all the people that's in prison right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they know they're innocent. They know they were just framed or somebody just had it out for them. Like, imagine all those people, man, who know that they're innocent. Like, imagine you being blamed for something you know you didn't do. You know you didn't do it. It's one thing if you did it and you get exposed for it and you get, you know what I'm saying, you get punished for it, but you know you didn't do it. And I'm up here looking at this story, man, on Twitter, and I'm looking at the comments and people just talking about, oh, well, you thought your career was going to be up, well, you shouldn't hit women. I've said this before, man. This is why the police, this is why the police operates in the way that they operate, because they know that they're going to get away with it. Oh, the police could never do that. The police could never plant drugs on somebody. Why would the police do that? Why would they intentionally harm somebody? Even though we got Rodney King getting the hell beat out of him on camera for no reason. But whatever. That was over 20 years ago. But we have a girl here. What's this chick's name, man? Alyssa Ennis. Alyssa Ennis or Enos. Okay. She is the former girlfriend of Reuben Foster, who falsely accused this guy of domestic violence. She came out and got a lawyer and everything to make an official statement that she lied. She even came out, she even went to the extreme and volunteered information that nobody asked her for. She said, you know what? I did it before. I did it with an ex-boyfriend. Down in what? I think it was down in Louisiana somewhere. She gets to just creep back into the bushes, man. And nobody cares. Nobody's gonna call about. Nobody's gonna call this out. Nobody. I got a guy. I know this guy. Well, I don't know him personally, but I'm just saying I follow him on YouTube. The Advice Show. You guys should follow him too. He's real big into stories in the black community and stuff like that, and report news, just period. But particularly about the black community and things that can help the black community, stuff like that. He has this term, he calls them wild hyena hood rats. And that's what this girl is right here. She's a wild hyena hood rat. You guys go on his page and look at some of his videos. He's actually a good guy. I like him. I like him. He tells it how it is. He speaks his mind. I like him. So, yeah, man, you just got this girl who just gets away with this, man. And Reuben Foster, I'm rooting for him. I really hope he's learned his lesson, man. Keep good people around you. I tell people this all the time. I even did an episode about it. If you didn't listen to it, go look in the episode list on your Podbean or your Apple Podcast app, whatever you listen to me on, and look at that episode where I explain to you why it's good to keep good people around you. That's an underrated part of life, keeping good people around you. I hope that this teaches him to not mess with anybody and to really get to know people, because you never know what their agenda is. Who knows what this girl's agenda was? Like, obviously, well, I guess we kind of know now, right? She probably wanted some money. She was bitter about breaking up with him or whatnot. But the sad part is the fact that I'm pointing this out would make people uncomfortable, because far be it for somebody to lie. You know what I'm saying? Like people act like we never seen this before. Oh, she must have gotten paid off. What? Why can't it just be she lied? Why can't it be that? Why does it have to be that somebody paid her off? She freaking lied. You have plenty of women out here who lie. You have plenty of women out here who tell the truth. So my thing is, man, and I hate that it turned out like this. So I'm happy that he was properly found not guilty or whatnot, and this girl came out and said that she lied on him or whatnot. But she gets to just creep back into the bushes. She gets to hide in her little hiding house, hiding place, and nobody cares. Nobody's gonna question her about that. But Reuben Foster, for the rest of his career, will have to fight being convicted in the public's eyes. Like, he'll always be guilty in some people's eyes, no matter what. No matter what she came out and said. So, anyway, man, shout out to Reuben Foster, and shout out to the San Francisco 49ers for standing by this guy, because they could have easily fell to the pressure, man. Fell victim to the pressure. Guys like Mike Tanier, however the hell you pronounce his name, right, for Bleacher Report, quick to put that damn story up here talking about how they need to release him. Shout out to the San Francisco 49ers, man. Shout out to Reuben Foster, man. Do your thing, boy. All right, so last but not least, let's get into your boy Dak Prescott, man. Quarterback for America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott came out and said, you know what? I'm with Jerry Jones, man. You know, I follow Master Jerry Jones just fine, you know. Jerry Jones came out and said, man, hey, look here. Y'all gonna do what the hell I said, and y'all gonna stand for this national anthem no matter what. You not even gonna have the option to stay in the locker room like the NFL rule says you can. You know, like the NFL, the new NFL national anthem policy or whatever says, hey, you know, if you don't want to come out and stand for the anthem, you can stay in the locker room. So Jerry Jones saying, no, we are going to stand for the anthem. And your boy Dak Prescott is right along with that. So looking at this article right here, Dak Prescott says, I never protest. I never protest during the anthem, and I don't think that's the time or the venue to do so. The game of football has always brought me such peace, and I think it does the same for a lot of people. A lot of people playing the game, a lot of people watching the game, a lot of people who have any impact of the game. So when you bring such controversy to the stadium, to the field, to the game, it takes away from that. It takes away from the joy and the love that football brings a lot of people. For me, I'm all about making a change and making a difference. And I think this whole kneeling and all of that was just about raising awareness. And the fact that we're still talking about social injustice years later, I think we've gotten to that point. I think we've proved we know the social injustice. I'm up for taking the next step, whatever the next step may be, for action and not just kneeling. I've always believed standing up for what I believe in, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. All right. So what do we make of this, man? So first of all, how should I start this out? So I'm not really surprised that Dak Prescott said this. Not at all. I'm not the least bit surprised. And I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna be a little controversial, but this is cheap truth, and I don't give a damn. You know, so Dak Prescott's a black quarterback. Okay. But Dak Prescott is mixed. Okay, so his mom was white and his dad was black. Okay, so he's black and he's mixed. Yes, I'm going there. I'm going down the cheat truth, man. You know what I'm saying? On Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, whenever you may be listening to this, whatever day you may be listening to this. So the thing is, man, and I'm not saying that this is the case with every mixed person necessarily. But a lot of the times they don't really have that. They can't fully identify with the things that a person with a full black background has. You know, a black mom and a black dad. I'm saying sometimes. Right? It's just like, let me think of somebody. It's just like Drake. Right? Everybody's favorite. Y'all love Drake. Name one black person, man, out there that you can think of who would have pulled that stunt that Drake pulled with the blackface. Name one. Can you think of one? I don't care how. I don't care what you were doing it for. It just comes to a point in time, man, you gotta be like, nah, pimp. We can't do it like that. Some just takes over. Well, Drake's another mixed person. Drake's another. His dad was black, his mom was white. I think his mom was actually Jewish. Not that I'm saying anything wrong with being Jewish. I'm just pointing it out. So his what am I trying to say? When Pusha T said, man, in that diss, which he killed Drake in, when he was like, yeah, you always felt like you weren't black enough. I think that that's true for a lot of mixed individuals. Now, like I said, man, I'm not saying that just because you have a black mom or you have a white dad or vice versa, whatever, that doesn't mean that you're not, necessarily for, solving social injustices or nothing like that, or trying to get rid of prejudice against black people, this, that, and the third. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that with some individuals who don't necessarily come from a full-fledged black background like that, don't really identify with the people who do. Like a Drake. How many times have you seen Drake, man? Like, I feel like Drake is the guy who like just tries to fit in. He's the corny guy who tries to fit in. Now, Drake is a really good rapper. I'm not gonna take that away from him. He's a really good singer. I like some of the music he puts out. No doubt about it. But you look at that blackface, man. I don't care how young you are. If you name one black person, full black person, that would do that. I'm talking about got the happy hands, the happy face, all that crap. Who would do that? So back to Dak Prescott. Do we really think that Dak Prescott can really identify? Do we think that he can identify with somebody who's riding up the highway or riding down the street and passes a police officer and hopes to God that this police officer just doesn't stop him because he's black? Do we think that? I don't know. So I'm not surprised that he said this. To me, it sounded like a program response because he up and says right here. Let me scroll up a little bit here. Says, for me, I'm all about making a change and making a difference. And I think this whole kneeling and all of this was just about raising awareness. And the fact that we're still talking about social injustice years later, I think we've gotten to that point. I think we've proved we know the social injustice. I'm up for taking the next step, whatever the next step may be, for action and not just kneeling. So his whole response just sounds like a program response. It's like, well, you say you're ready to make change. I mean, damn, Colin Kaepernick's been doing. He did this 2 years ago. What do you mean you're ready for change? I mean, damn, you've had 2 years. You've had longer than that, but you definitely had 2 years. I mean, what are you talking about? Nick Wright said something that was so true about these whole anthem protests, man, and the way that the media, well, not the media necessarily, but the way that people are treating these protests, man. And this is what he said right here, and it's so damn true. Let me play this for you.
Into an easy one to get to one of America's favorite old hobby horses, which is, why aren't those black folks more grateful for what they got? And that's what we saw Friday night, and that's what the NFL responded to. And I agree with you, Chris. I was surprised how strong the owners came out, some with somewhat weak messages, but a lot of these owners gave the president $1 million or more.
Yes. And
they came out and said, you can't curse our players. And then as an aside, be like, and you know what? The other thing that's wrong with football, not dangerous enough. Like that. I mean, that's being thrown aside, but that was part of it as well. And so, yeah, the NFL did a good job. I just wish people remembered what this was about. People that are angry about the protests, I just ask you one question, and I beg of you to ask yourself this question and have an honest moment of reflection. Are you angry about the protests because you think it's disrespecting the flag, or are you angry about what is being protested? Because if Colin Kaepernick, who started this whole thing, when he was asked, why are you not standing for the anthem, he had said, I'll be honest with you, I think no one protects that flag more than our soldiers. And I do not think our soldiers are treated fairly when they come back to this country. They do not have adequate health care. They do not have adequate benefits. They do not have adequate job opportunities. And until they get that, I'm not standing for the anthem. Would you still be mad? Because you'd be disrespecting the flag just the same way. Or are you mad because deep down you kind of feel like black people got it good enough? Listen, we stopped lynching y'all 90 years ago. We gave y'all the actual right to vote 50 years ago. These days, you almost have equal footing getting into college with us. Chill. And you get to make millions of dollars playing a game. As if that wasn't a skill honed and crafted and worked on. Blood, sweat, and tears. So what are you actually mad at?
Man, when I tell you Nick Wright hit the nail on the head with that one, whew, man, he was preaching. And this is coming from somebody who can't stand Nick Wright sometimes. But he makes some good points from time to time. And that was a good point. that he made a year ago about the protest. So, like I said, man, I'm not surprised with Dak Prescott. I'm not surprised by Jerry Jones, Master Jerry Jones. I just, the thing with the whole protest thing, man, I've been very consistent about this. First of all, I don't see anything wrong with the players protesting. They could be doing way worse things than doing it. I have no problem with that. I don't think anybody else should really have a problem with that. And like Nick Wright said, you know, if players were protesting over veteran rights or veteran wages or health care or something like that, and they were taking a knee, would you still feel the same way? Dak Prescott, if the players were protesting over pharmaceutical medicine costs for breast cancer treatment or something. You know, his mom actually died of breast cancer. My mom's actually a breast cancer survivor. If players were protesting over that, would you guys still feel the same way? Because they would be quote unquote disrespecting the flag. They'd be doing the same damn thing. It would just be for a different reason. So would you still feel the same way? Would you still think that that's not the time to protest? So I've been of the mindset, man, that the NFL has went about this all the wrong way, man. They went about it the wrong way. If they would have said, you know what, let's put our arms around these players and let them protest. And let them peacefully protest and get their word out about social injustice, about prejudice, about oppression, about police brutality. Let them get their word out, because they would have gained a lot of respect, man. You are the NFL. You're the NFL. You're the shield. Why all of a sudden are you backing down now? You don't back down from nobody. The NFL, man, come on. You are the NFL. You're the NL flipping L. Okay? Why all of a sudden you want to hunker down and, you know, cower to Donald Trump and cower to certain groups of people? Why? Why? Who cares if a few sponsors pull out? So? For every Miller Lite, for every Bud Light that pulls out, trust me, there's a Heineken right there. There's a Blue Moon. There's somebody right there ready to take their spot. Oh, y'all don't want to be a sponsor? Okay, here we go. Right here. For every Papa John's, for every Pizza Hut, there's a Domino's right there. Ready. Ready, man. I just think that they could have went about it a better way. If they would have went about it the opposite way, I think it would have worked out for them. But, you know, you got these billionaire owners, Trump supporters, who knows what else. They said, you know what, screw it. Everybody's standing for the anthem. But I hope I don't come across as insensitive with the Dak Prescott thing. Like I said, I'm not saying that just because you come from that background that you can't identify. I'm saying that some individuals who do, some, okay, guys, some, you hear that? Some individuals, not all, some, they can't really identify with the things that we go through. They can't identify with some of the things that people with like a black mom or a black dad go through. And I think Dak Prescott is one of those individuals for whatever reason or another. So I hope with this whole anthem protest, man, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not a political guy, or I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, but you know, I feel like, hey, if somebody wants to peacefully protest, they're not doing anything, they're not, yelling and screaming like the fans do at these players at all the games and talk about their sons and their daughters and their family and their mothers and their fathers. They're not doing anything like that. They're not being disrespectful to the flag. People keep saying that, and it's so freaking annoying. Oh, you're disrespecting the flag. Even though a freaking veteran told Colin Kaepernick that, man, if you want to protest, the best way to do it is to kneel, because you wouldn't be disrespecting the flag. You wouldn't be disrespecting. But it's like people just ignore that. People really ignore that. Like, that is a fact. We know that for a fact. That's the reason why Colin Kaepernick stopped sitting. He was sitting on the bench. Okay? And he decided to kneel. Why did he decide to kneel? Because he actually talked to a veteran. And he told him, hey, do this instead of that. And people just act like they just because they have an agenda. So, Dak Prescott, man, I ain't not surprised at all. I don't really know what to say. I don't know, man. Just not surprised at all. Not surprised when these types of things come from, guys like that, man. It's just not at all, man. I think the better route for him would have just been to say something like, you know what, I respect my peers for what they do. Me, I choose not to do it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. He could have basically pleaded the fifth, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's basically like he's siding, like Charlamagne said, man, gave him donkey of the day. You're basically siding. It sounds like you're siding with the oppressor and not the oppressed. So I think he could have went about it a better way. I don't think that was the way to go about it. But anyway, man, just my 2 cents. Hope you guys enjoyed the Cheat Truth for the day, man. That's all I got to say. Hope everybody's doing well out there, man. Hope you have a good day, good evening, whatever, whenever. I will talk to you guys on Friday. Be safe out there, and I will talk to you later. Peace.